Hello, everyone. This is Professor Hall. Welcome to week 2 of the Harlem Renaissance. So, this week you can again find all of the learning materials and the assignments in the Module 1 folder that's under the Content tab. You already looked at some of them last week. We're in the same unit. We're just looking at the background and historical influences of the Harlem Renaissance. So the videos for this week really continue last week's discussion on modern literature and the historical background of the Harlem Renaissance. And again, I really recommend that you watch those lectures before reading the stories and essays. You have a second lecture from me on modernism. Last time I talked a little bit more about history. This time I'm going to talk a little bit more about literature. And you have another crash course video about the Harlem Renaissance itself. I hope that you enjoyed the last one. I think it goes kind of quickly, but there's a lot of information in there. Also, as a note, in addition to the readings of your book, I provided an excerpt from Uncle Tom's Cabin. I haven't taught American literature in a bit, but if you've taken American literature with me, you'll know, or if you've heard of this book, you might know anyway. The book was written in the 1850s. It's part of the Romantic tradition. If you watch the modernism lectures, you'll know that the modernists are really trying to move away from that Romantic tradition, right? And this book in particular was in some ways ahead of its time and in many ways a product of its time. It has a lot of old romantic stereotypes and racist views that people in the Harlem Renaissance are trying to work against. So I do recommend that you read it and maybe even read it first before the essay Negro Art in America by Albert Barnes. And then you have Vestiges, Harlem Sketches by Rudolph Fisher, which is in your book, and the poem Harlem by Langston Hughes, which is also here on Brightspace. So you can kind of, I think, get a sense of what was happening in the past and the way that even well-meaning authors were depicting people of color. And then in our time period, the authors of color who have been highly educated, as you'll find out through other lectures that I have, many of them, and who are doing amazing things and really groundbreaking stuff in literature, and then, of course, also art and music. What they're trying to do in terms of reclaiming and redefining the identity of their people at this time and themselves, regardless of what the white majority might have thought of them or what other people thought of them in the past. So I think that it can help give a little bit of context to show the contrast between what we're really looking at and what was done in the past. You have another discussion forum. As before, please remember the discussion forum closes at 11:59. I cannot at this moment do anything about that. The only way I can change it, it appears that every time I've tried, it takes it off your list entirely. So that's it. Post once, comment twice. I look forward to reading your discussions. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.